All right, new this morning, nurses are now speaking out about the CDC's mask guidance for fully vaccinated people. The largest nurses union in the country, National Nurses United, say these changes are coming way too soon. Now, NNU makes up more than 170,000 registered nurses nationwide, and they're calling on the CDC to revoke and reverse its new guidelines that were announced last week.
Another concern that we have is that the CDC announced earlier this month that they would not be tracking breakthrough infections, so infections that happen in people who've been vaccinated, unless those infections result in hospitalization or death. And what that means is that the CDC is not tracking the data needed to understand whether these new guidelines on masking and testing for vaccinated people actually hold true.
So that young woman right there, her name is Jane Thomason, and she's an industrial hygienist with National Nurses United. And she says nurses, they offer a unique perspective into the pandemic, and they've been on the front lines, as we have seen all last year, caring for COVID patients for more than a year. And Thomason says vaccines are very important, but says that alone won't help end the pandemic.